Hi. Okay, so this is my first video. Okay. This is my first video, and in this video I'm gonna talk about anxiety. What is anxiety? So anxiety is basically fear, worry. It's those intense emotions that you feel when you have an upcoming assignment, or when there's danger around. You feel that sense of fight or flight. That's anxiety in your body. It's like saying there's danger, or something's coming up that we don't like, and we need to go, we need to leave. That is what anxiety is. Now, anxiety is different from an anxiety disorder, because an anxiety disorder is more so when it's very frequent and when it affects your daily life and your daily activities. Anxiety is something that everybody has a certain level of in their body and in their mind, but not everyone has it to the extent that people with anxiety disorders have, right? So now I'm going to talk about the start of my anxiety. So the first time that I recall having anxiety, I was like about 8 years old, and I was going on a trip to Pennsylvania with my family, with a lot of my family. And right before we were about to leave, right before those doors opened, that we were taking our suitcases, taking our stuff to the car so that we can leave New York to go to Pennsylvania, I broke down. I broke down into tears. I started hyperventilating. I was like, I can't go, I don't want to go anymore. And that's like, and everybody was like, what is going on? Why is she doing that? At the time, I had no idea. I literally would just, in everybody else's eyes, I threw a fit, and that's pretty much what it was. And it was hard. It was really hard. And then after that, the same things continue to happen over my life from then to now. Like, it just continued to happen, and I never got a break. So I've been dealing with it for about like 10 something years or whatever else. So the worst time that I've ever had anxiety is November and December of 2020. So back then I had a terrible dip. Like, I had just the worst experience with anxiety. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. I lost like 15 pounds in the span of like a month. Like, I was literally so skinny because I couldn't eat, and whatever I did eat, I threw it up. Because when I'm anxious, my main symptom is nausea. So my stomach tends to hurt really bad, and I can't function. Like, it cripples me. I'll insert a like video or picture of or whatever of that time period, and I'll put it here so that you guys can see how much it was affecting me. But in general, like, my anxiety was just so bad at that time point, and I thought I would never get out of it. Never. Because it lasted 2 months of me being in that state. I was so depressed. I couldn't do anything, literally anything. But then I got back on medication, which is another section. But then it changed everything. But before then, not to say that I wasn't on medication, because I was on medication, but the thing that caused that anxiety was me being dumb and me deciding to just quit my anxiety meds cold turkey. And then a few months later, it caught up to me, and then boom, I just spiraled. Like, the withdrawals hit me, and that's what we believe those 2 months was just me withdrawing from my anxiety medication. And I was on it for like a year or two at that point. Now I've been on it for like 4 years, and yeah, that's another section. But anyways, okay, now I'm gonna talk about the help that I've gotten from my anxiety, right? So back in I want to say like 2019, I was the beginning of freshman year of high school. I was hospitalized because I came home sobbing from the train station. I came home sobbing to my mom and dad, like I can't do it, I can't do it, I don't know what's wrong. And I was having a panic attack, but I just feel like I felt like I was like dying. So we had to go to the hospital. So I went to the emergency room, and that is the start of the help, because right then and there when I went to the hospital, they gave me a psychiatrist. They referred me to a psychotherapy near me, and my insurance obviously covered it. And that was the start of everything. I got my first therapist, which is still my therapist. My first pick was the best pick, honestly. My therapist is great. I love my therapist. She's literally like my best friend. I could talk to her about anything, and she tells me exactly what I need to hear when I need to hear it. So honestly, I recommend therapy for everyone, every single person. It doesn't matter if you have a mental disorder. It doesn't matter if you're not depressed or if you are depressed. It doesn't matter, whatever. I just recommend therapy. I think it's great. I think everybody could benefit from it. Just talking like feels good, you know. Just talking to somebody that you confide in feels really good. So medication. I've been on medication for almost 5 years now. I've been on Prozac and hydroxyzine, and Prozac is an antidepressant and hydroxyzine is a benzo. And basically what it does is like, it's like Benadryl. Like it makes you very sleepy, very drowsy. It calms down your system, you know. So hydroxyzine is for in the moment when you're having a panic attack or before you know you're gonna have a panic attack. And Prozac is for daily use. It's just to regulate your mood. And by regulating your mood, your anxiety levels start to like level out, right? So that's the help I've gotten. And I've also been to a neurologist to see whatever, and there I was diagnosed with panic disorder and agoraphobia, and that is what I have: panic disorder and agoraphobia. Now, how I'm dealing with it, I can't say I'm dealing with it great. It's hard. It's so hard, but I try my best. I have a journal that I journal in. I have books that I read that help me, and you know, I try to give myself as much knowledge as I can. I take little steps to get somewhere better, you know. And the better place is not where you have no anxiety, is not where anxiety completely is non-existent in your body, because that's impossible. It'll never happen. The good place is where anxiety does not control you. The good place is where anxiety and those worries and those fears don't control your life, and you can manage them and you can control them yourself, within yourself. That is the good place, and that is where I'm working on getting to, is that place. So yeah, that is what I'm doing now, and I've incorporated a morning and a night routine to give myself more structure. Anxiety loves structure. Anxiety loves routine, because it takes away that element of the unknown, because anxiety fears uncertainty. That's what it is. Oh, how is this event gonna go? Am I gonna have a panic attack? How am I gonna deal with this? How am I gonna deal with that? That is the uncertainty, and that's what strikes anxiety, and that's what makes it tick the way it does, right? And another thing that we have to consider is becoming friends with curiosity, becoming friends with our anxiety. Befriending our anxiety is what's gonna help us to really understand it and to really work with it, instead of working against it. Working against it doesn't really help. It really doesn't. Speaking from experience, it doesn't help. But working with it does. It feels good. Trust me, it feels good. And basically, what I want everyone to get from this video is that if you're dealing with anxiety, severe anxiety to the point where you can't leave your own home, I've been there. I know how it feels, and it does get better. Eventually, it does get better. But it takes a lot of your willpower, a lot of it. So if you're not ready, if you're not okay with pushing yourself to get over your fears, then you need to just take more time to really understand yourself, and don't feel bad for giving yourself time. Don't beat yourself up. That is not good. It's not where you want to go, because beating yourself up and telling yourself negative things and putting yourself down is only going to make it worse, and it's only going to put you in more of a battle with anxiety. But the more you tell yourself good things and the more you encourage yourself, the more your anxiety is going to be like, you know what? Maybe we are okay. Maybe this is safe. And then eventually your body is going to feel it. So if you're dealing with anxiety, if you're dealing with depression, any mental disorder, you are not alone, and you never will be. There is people that care about you. There's people that will always support you, me being one of them, and everything will be okay. So don't worry if you're dealing with anxiety, because that's not who you are. Anxiety is simply within you, and it's something that you can control with time and effort. With time and effort, you can overpower it, and you will be able to. I believe in you, and everyone else does. So yeah, that has been my journey with anxiety, and I'm still dealing with it, and I'm still making progress. I am nowhere where I want to be, but I will get to where I want to be, and everyone will too. So good luck.